Good day, everybody. Welcome to another episode here or afternoon. So, but you must say, yeah. Why do I think? What do I think the government is failing South Africa? Now, let me just make a point straight. This is my comments. This is my thing. This is what I believe that the government is not doing right. Why it doesn't provide the services that the citizens need, and that's now analyzing from 1994 up until today. This is not something that I just pick up. This is something I've done research over, and I'm going to split it from my mouth, no notes, nothing, because that's what I see with the eyes. And I want you to let me know in the comment section what you also think about this, because this is bad, guys. This is very bad, and you see continuously the same pattern all over. Now, number one, what I think why they are not doing ideal structural money distributions. Why do I say that? Because what happens wherever they distribute the money, that's what I think. Wherever they put the money, they distribute the money. This money that they distribute does not fall onto fertile ground. It means it is money that they try to fix damages, and then that damages that they fix doesn't pour back into the economy. It's something that is a service, and that's where I believe they make wrong. They're supposed to see, why can't we create something that we will invest and replace, and then also at the same time, when that thing is right, that thing will give money back into the economy. Now, it's like when I spend money on spraying my car, you will get no benefit of it. It will only look good. The car will only look good, yes, but you will get no benefit thereof. The only benefit you will get is looking at it. And that is the system that they are going on. Now, it's like, for instance, you say, okay, look here, I'm going to borrow now 5 million rand, and I'm going to just fix that hole there. And now they fix the hole. Now, the thing is this, there's nothing wrong with fixing the hole. But what will fixing the hole impact the community? It will give service here. But how will that money be made back, which you have left there? That's the first thing I've seen they have made wrong. They invest. Their priorities is wrong, because I believe, if you first put in money where you can say, look here, I'm going to rather create a company, and where I can get 50 people or 100 people to get employed, and then these people get employed, and I will buy mechanisms, I will buy, get a company ready, get those people on the payroll. Now I send them out to that place where the service is needed. Now I send them out to that place where the service is needed. Now, the second thing, in the contrast of this, what they now do, they will give now, say, to John ABC Constructions, here is a 5 billion, give your tender is approved now, and now you can go and do the work. Now what happens now? Now they finished the work, now the money is gone, they finished the work, and now there is no consistent service on that hole, because 2-3 years from now, that hole will have the same problem. Now they're not fixing long time problems, they're fixing quick problems, and that is the thing I believe they are making a mistake. And if they want to make a success of the country, and how they manage the country, how they manage expenses and income and loans and stuff, they need to do it better. But because they don't see that they are doing wrong, they keep borrowing money, and this money will don't come back. That's the problem. The money that they borrow don't make money, so they can repay the loan and also sustain the country and sustain employment. Now, clearly you can see nobody is doing nothing. Nobody there on the camera, on his camera, is doing these type of things, because clearly, as you can see there is no business thinkers. I'm not talking about, when I say business thinker, I'm not saying I have a company and now you think he's a business. Businessman doesn't say he's a business. He's a businessman. It's just somebody that has a business. But a businessman are involved in strategies. A businessman know how to create money. A businessman know how to look for opportunities. Even though it's in tough times, it looks for opportunities to change its environment, create new ideas, create new strategies in order to change the narrative of the problem that you see in front of them. But that doesn't happen, and that's the third thing that they are doing wrong. The fourth thing they are doing wrong, they distribute the money without any accountability thereof. Meaning, if they just distribute money for infrastructure, they were supposed first to put on companies. Don't give the money into the system and give tenders out. No, stop the tenders. The tenders needs to be stopped, because you see the tenders gets how can I say, it gets hijacks. That's the word. It gets hijacked. It gets hijacked by mafias and all these things, because now the money lays by that company. A lot of money lays by that company, and that the money disappears and it gets stolen, and broken service has been done, because because there's laws that cover actually companies that get things to tenders, because it's more based on creating jobs than having expectation. What I would normally do, I would say, look here, I'm going to create a construction company, a government, Western Cape of South African civil corporation, and from that civil corporation, the government gives small tenders out, like small jobs, but the real people are working into. So you will work for me. So that person will work for me. That person will work for me. That civil company will work for me. And the government rule that. That's where they make the mistake. They are not creative when they put money to uplift the economy. The same with social grants. Social grants were supposed to be more effective. You don't give to anyone social grants, and you try, when you give social grants, give enough for the person to get to a job again. But now they give, the person must stay there. Okay, it's fine, and then unemployment goes, because there's a lack of creativity in the government. That is where the great mistake comes with the ANC. It's not that they're not doing things. It's not that they are doing things, but it's not effectively. It is not effectively. It's old methods. It doesn't work anymore for this day, and that's why the people are frustrated. It's because the administration doesn't get. Clearly, you can see that there's no creativity when it comes to creating jobs. Creating jobs for them is putting 5 billion rand in a companies through a tender, and then they say they create jobs. That's not the way. You create that company yourself. You get South African builders. You get people that can build semi-skilled. There are a lot of people that have semi-skilled builders. You get the CETA training people in there. You start to build your own people. You build your people, and then you have your people. And that people that you have will, say, earn 35,000, 40,000 rand a month, and that exact same people will now give you tax back. It means you've invested in the tax come back, and now we all can live happily ever. But because they don't have structures in place on how to create, how to work with money. The problem that they have here, they don't know how to work with money. They distribute the money, and give, but it's not based on getting some of it back and make profit out of it. Government is supposed to make profit out of what they spend, but this is not what happens in South Africa, and that's why they are giving the responsibility to tenders and to people, to private companies. I would say let's stop with the private companies and create your own company where these companies will work under. Then you have more control. Because you've seen over the years the money disappears, but you still keep doing the same thing over and over and over. That's called broken service. It means you don't govern productively, and because you don't govern productively, you will not reproductively, and that means you are behind the 6 ball. it means you are behind. It means now for the day that you have done, the rand was weak because the rand didn't compete against any other currency. It means nothing was, there was no profit in the country for the day. There were only losses and debts. And now they think if they should just leave political things out of governments, out of being governed, then you will see it will make a great change, a big difference when it comes to sufficient services in South Africa. But because they are not doing this, meaning so, the government of South Africa falls behind. That's all. That's the only thing. It's not like they don't want to do. They do not do effective services. That's why they running behind. Now every time they have to go and loan. Why must they go loan? Because the money that they have spent didn't make money for them. Now the money doesn't return back to them. No profit came from the money. They think they are busy with charity. Government is not a charity. Government is supposed to give service. But then can hate charity. But also the most important is to make profit so that it can provide services to its citizens. Not the other way around. You give this money, you throw money this way, throw that money. That's why everybody came and steal. The people came and steal. The hierarchy came and steal. And you've seen reports how people have stolen money over the years in the government sector because of that strategy. But now yet still they do. And now everybody is waiting for a budget. Right? No, okay, now we're going to fill. This is our budget. This is our budget. This is our budget. Budget. But they don't have effective plans. How are they going to change that money into profit? Now what happens now? Because they don't make profit, now they put the pressure on the people that collect tax for them. It means it will include now the normal citizen. Prices has to rise because they need more money to fill the gaps. They need more money to pay salaries. They need more money. And because they are not making profit, a house will fall. Any house that doesn't make any profit will fall. I know what I'm talking about. I'm not saying you run something for the scene, you see, and they must also come out of that. They run things, they run the government in scenery. They must come out of that mindset. They must come and say, look here, let's be productive. Let's make profit first. Because if we make profit, we will give better service and better charity. You can't continue to give charity and throw money there and there with no purpose, with no vision, and you're not moving forward. Any house that doesn't have a plan, a strategic plan, will fall. Any house that doesn't have proper money management, it will fall. I know what I'm talking about. Personally, I know what is happening. I know why I'm sometimes in a situation where I am, because there's not management of it. It's hard for people to manage. And in South Africa, we didn't have that opportunity to have a lot of money in our hands. So for us, many of the people don't know what is the meaning of having a 25 billion rand. If you don't have the skill here to work with the 25 billion rand, that 25 billion rand will be a 5 rand in your hands and it will disappear just like that. Because you have no idea, you have no structures, you haven't laid a plan what you're going to do. You say, I'm going to do for this. We're going to use the money for this. That's not how you plan any financial strategic plan to enforce profit on your economy, to enforce a plus in your economy. You lay down structures, you put things in place, and wherever every cent you count and you make sure that it will return 3 times and 4 times, and then of that profit you serve the country. That is how I believe why they are not failing. Why they are failing? They are failing because they don't do that. So they distribute the money. The money doesn't come back. The money dies there. Yes, the service was done, and now the problem is not solved. 2 years, 3 years after that, they have to fix that thing again. But because they are not. You guys understand what I'm saying, man? Because they are not doing it effectively to get profit out of it, so that they can sustain that project or whatever they have done. Now you sit with a minus. Every time a minus, so now you have to go and borrow again on the minus that you already have. You have to borrow again, and that's why I think what I see the failures of the government is they do not. know how to create profit. That is them. All of them sitting there, they don't know how to create profit because none of them came with a plan. We only see in the news 25 billion is going to be spent. You see nothing. There's not even a fact on the person below. That means you have to go look to yourself and see, look here, we don't know what to do. And they don't want to accept that they don't know what to do. They know how to loan and distribute money. That's one thing that they're making quick mistake. They know how to distribute the money and look good. Oh, we're gonna give this funds to them. No, you have to make sure that what you give funds to are sustainable and produce fruits for you so that it can come back to you because you are looking after it. You see, but because you don't looking after it properly, you only do it in a political way. Look what we have done. We have built a school. And now what now with the school? The school must have children in. The school must have financial management. The school must have support. And the school must also generate itself money to sustain itself. And then when the school qualifies for tax income every year, then the school gives it gladly. Because it's like the flow of money that goes out, the flow of money that comes in, the balance is right. And now this is what's going on in South Africa. They don't want to go and get advice. They go and tell their problems to other countries. They are making deals without considering the citizens and what it affects. They don't have public representatives there and say, look, you guys, what did the public say? They don't even have one person in the government that will take all the public's ideas and things and present it to them. There's none of that. There's not a public representative in the government that will have the link between the government and its people. And because of that now, you're sitting with a miscommunication. You have the money here, but you don't have the connection with your people on how you're going to use the money. We just see the money is there. We just see right here, there's the money, it's fine, let's do it, it's fine, it's going to be fine, don't worry, so and so and so, which is not the ideal way when you want to change the economy of a country. That's what I think. I don't know what you, let me know in the comments what you guys think, because it's not about. And then that's why, and because there's not accountability for the money gets stolen. Because there's no accountability. You should take people from the community, take lawyers, people from the community, give them jobs. Take opportunity to create. If they have the creativity to create jobs, then they will. But the main problem is they don't know how to create sustainable jobs. Their jobs is 2 weeks, 6 months, and then person go home again and it goes under the social grants. And there's no movement forward because they don't know how. They must tell the world and tell the people they don't know how to create profit so that they can sustain their citizens. And that's the sad thing, guys. It's so sad to hear, to say it. The government is trying. I must say they're trying, but I don't think they're continuing with the old habits and the old ways by distributing money without any vision, without any strategic plans on how you're going to get that money back. Because money doesn't ask for your kindness. Money says, I have money, and then you have to make money on that money. You have to make profit on anything that you give out, even to charity also. You have to make a profit in order to sustain you and your citizens. And that is what they don't do. You see, social grants must come from profits, not from the taxpayer. The taxpayer is there to build the country. That's the contribution. It's to build the country, so then the service providers can provide better service. So it's like the taxpayer is like an investment that you get every time. But if you put so much strain on that thing, it's not going to be enough for you. You borrow money on. Now what happens now? They are borrowing money on the taxpayer, because maybe, say for instance, the accountant says, look here, we are getting 27 billion rand a month. We are getting in from the taxpayer. Now based on that, they are making loans. You see. But that money is so much under pressure because salaries must be paid, broken service must be paid, and all things. But based on that, a loan gets determined by all these, by expenses and by affordability. So clearly, you can see South Africans can still afford financially the 25 billion. Yes, they can, but the more they borrow, the more they borrow, the more they will run behind, because they are still paying the other bills. And because they have a good credit record, they make sure they pay so that they can. But now they don't use it as leverage to move and to develop. They use it to distribute. If they can move the distribution, and they sit before they distribute, see the thing, go for die woord wat ek nou wil sê in Afrikaans is volhoubaarheid. Go for things that will sustain. It's sustain plans. Yeah, sustain plans, sustain strategies to develop the country. If they go for that type of things, you will see people, there will be a difference. There will be a difference in how we creating jobs and how we make. I hope this is my point of view. I still have quite few to say, but I just wanted to say, come say that. And guys, thank you for subscribing, and thank you for like also, and thank you for your comments. We love it here. You don't have to subscribe, but you can like and comment. Most of the thing we want to do is not about like, it's about leave your comments. And we want to say thank you again to everyone, and thank you for our viewers, and thank you for our audience that always watch me. Don't worry, I will continue giving what I give, and I will continue giving breaking news and make sure that you guys are up to date of what's going on in South Africa. And I'm trying to also do things internationally, because mostly the things that I do now, it's based on South Africa and in USA. For now, in the future, we will do more. So yeah, I will hopefully will have somebody here that can come talk. Very intelligent person, very wise, to come and join us and do a little chat and so. But for now, thank you, and I hope leave your comment and tell me. I will respond to you. Thank you. I already respond to a few guys. I will respond to let your saying, because we want to hear your voice. We want to hear what you have to say about this whole thing that's happening in South Africa, and why you think the government is failing. Let me know in the comments why you think the government is failing. I will see you next time. But today I'm out. Bye bye.